Falguni, I want to congratulate you for your brilliant achievement. And I think you shouldn't be in the women's category, but in the open category, because what you have done is really great. What I'd love to know is, how did you manage to be such an outstanding career person? Did you get the right messages in childhood? What was the part your husband played, the family played? I'm asking because when I was young, maybe that's many years ago, I was always told that education is one thing, but getting married and having children is the most important thing for me. So I'd love to know what your childhood was like.
No, thank you very much, Anu. I think I want to just upfront say that you have inspired me a lot. I think I got a chance to meet with you way back, maybe 10, 15 years ago. And I think we touch, you told me your story, and I think you had come to our forum and shared your story. And I think I was really inspired with your inner strength and what you brought to, in spite of, what your family circumstances, what you brought forward to the business. So I think I've always been very inspired by you. And I think I would definitely say that you showed me that inner strength, because I also personally went through a life journey which was kind of destabilizing with loss of my brother, But yeah, coming to your question about, how I have been able to, what were these traits in the young age, or even with support from my husband, that were important to how I started thinking. So I say it often that, my dad particularly definitely treated me as an equal. And, it was very clear in all his messaging that the boy and a girl were equal in his mind. And he never allowed me to think that there would be any constraint on me as a woman. I think his advice was never like, take it easy, eventually you have to get married, or none of that. Even mom was similar, but I think moms tend to be. But I think dads also have a very profound influence on the girls. So I think I grew up not assuming any constraints, to what I could do. And I was a person like that when I met Sanjay. So obviously when we we decided to get married, he knew what kind of a person he was getting into, and he used to earlier joke about it that it's better if you're working. But in any case, I have to say that he has always been a true friend and a professional partner, like not a professional partner, but true partner, who has been very professional about his approach. And he would never say no to me about work. It was always like, it's your call, what you need to commit to your work. And I think when it came to a judgment about, do I need to go for this presentation, or do I need to sit with a sick child, it would always be that, look, if your work is important, you go and things will fall into place. So he never brought his fatherly or husbandly role onto me, saying, how could you do that? And like, we would be entertaining sometimes farewell dinner for someone, one of his bosses, and I suddenly would have to travel to India. I think this is when we were abroad, and he'd taken it on his chin and say, look, don't worry, you go, I'll handle the entertainment or dinner alone. So I think he's been very, very supportive, and I couldn't have done it without both these important figures in my life.
Wonderful. I think we have two husbands who have many things in common. My husband also encouraged me very much, and certainly didn't want me to just sit at home and look after the family. So, yeah.
I think that's a big common thread, yes. But of course, I was many generations after you, so I also benefited by a forward-thinking father. Yeah,
that's right. I sometimes feel that media also assumes that males will take on the mantle. When my son died, the media said Thermax loses his heir apparent. Now, that's very unfair, because though I have a daughter and a son, you can't assume it will always be the son who will take it up. It would depend on merit. But I wish media would also not be biased towards men. Do you think there is a bias?
I think society's come a long way from earlier assuming that all the wealth had to go only to the sons, to now, the girls getting equal opportunity. And, I think earlier also it was a little bit like, I think it was equal opportunity broadly, but not really. And I think from there, I think today's girls are also very strong. I think as far as my daughter is concerned, obviously she's the next generation. Even if I say a slight statement which she finds male chauvinist, I mean, not male chauvinist, if she finds that it is male, like she says, where is it coming from? Why is this obsession with things going to your son or anything like that? If I just assume that even our houses will go to my son, she's always questioning that. So I think girls also want equal right, and I think we have to live in the new world. And I think I'm really happy for girls to want a life that is equal. I think it's very important.
Falguni, did you have to face everyone has to face problems. I'm not, but as a woman, were there any extra things you had to deal with in the outside world, with bankers, with investors, anyone?
Not really. I have gone on to say many times that I never felt the glass ceiling. I was very fortunate to work in an environment with colleagues or people who worked for me, people who I work for. They all equally respected. They all went for. They respected each individual, and I don't think they had a women-centric bias. I think I'm one of those who believes that women need to have the strength to lean in and want to do more, and things will fall into place. Very often, I think women are conditioned to feel that if they try to bite too much, they won't be able. Their family life will not be balanced, and there'll be a price to pay, and women can't have it all. And yes, there are circumstances which may not allow any one person, or whether be it man or woman, to have it all. But I think I'm one of those, in fact, now with our customers also feeling that way. We talk about that, women should be given a right to dream. Every woman should be given a right to dream. And I'm so happy with our new data, where for the first time, the women's population, the girl population at childbirth is higher than men. And I always...
Only in certain states, not everywhere.
No, I think not the latest data shows it's 1022 is to...
No, I don't think, as far as I know, it's not all over India, but in a few states, I think. But I may be wrong.
Yeah. So we should check that. But what I'm saying is we've given them a right to be born, definitely, compared to if I look back in 60s. Even in our family, not really in our family, but people we knew around, they would choose to have only boys and, not girls. So I think all of that is now behind us. And I think women have a right to be born, and I would want them to also have an equal right to dream and make a life for themselves.
Absolutely.
I think these are, but I think Anu, even with Meher, I think we both in many ways have felt similar empowerments. Whether from your husband or the way you empowered Meher, I think it's been similar. And I think in your case, I'm sure even if your son was around, you would have treated both of them as equal. I think the way I know you as a person. So definitely. It is not because of something that is why it is, but so I think it's been like that even in my family. I think even when I was young, my dad was very fond of my brother, but always, it was like, my opinion mattered, so it was always that which was very important. And even in the family, in the new family with my father-in-law, everywhere, the women's opinion matters. And I think Indian society has been like that. I think in many ways they respect the mothers, they respect the women of the household. I think women need to be bolder to want something for themselves.
Sure.
So any advice, Anu, you can give me? I would love to learn from you.
No, I don't think so. You have enough wisdom and intelligence to steer your way to higher success. Really not.
Thank you very much.
I just feel that external corporate success is very good. But unless we are at peace with ourselves, within ourselves, it's not worth it. And in good relationship with people who matter. And I've seen many men especially sacrifice a lot of their family, their time with the family for their corporate success. And do you think that as a woman, you are able to balance it well?
Yes, definitely. I feel that because I think as a woman, we have that inherent, huge, great commitment to the children. So I think as far as my children go, I think I feel that I prioritize, in terms of whether my time commitment to to help them, or my time commitment to just be with them, to be happy. Even simple things like just spending time with them so that I'm happy and they are happy. So I think from time commitment perspective, I think, and also in general, trying to keep the family together, I feel I have not made many compromises. But of course, I don't think I can travel with Sanjay as much as I would like to. I think there are times when you have work commitments, so you're too tired to go out for yet another party. So I think there are some compromises one has to make in life, which happen.
Sure.
So otherwise, by and large, I think I totally agree with you that, winning only on one facet is never a good thing. I think it's very important to be and also, the joie de vivre. I've also been one of the persons who really wants to enjoy life thoroughly. So whether be it my children's birthday parties or be it their weddings, I think I really do enjoy spending time on a very diverse set of activities. Yeah. So one has been fortunate on that front. Yeah.